For more on the story, we cross live now to SABC reporter Mahlatsi Paladi. A very good morning to you, Mahlatsi. Do you know how many branches are closed due to the strike?
A very good morning, Destry, and to our SABC viewers. Of course, before that, Destry, let me just tell you that we arrived here early in the morning, around half past 7 o'clock in the morning, and already workers were up and about here in the Polokwane SARS offices. And it's not only this SARS office that is closed, Destry, just to answer your question. There's also another SARS office in the Bed Bridge in Musina that is also shut down due to this ongoing protest by the workers. There's also another SARS office that is being shut down in the Sibasa area and also in Kiani. And this is the second day we understand workers have embarked on this national strike. This is a call that was made by the Public Servants Association. This is PSA, the Union of the Workers, which represent the majority of workers here at the South African Revenue Service. It's not only the workers affiliated to PSA that have embarked on the strike. Also, the workers of NEHAWU have also joined this call. And of course, this call comes after workers have rejected the initial offer that was made by the employer in this regard is South African Revenue Service of 1.39%. And they are saying this is simply not enough, making it in relation to the high cost of living that is currently happening in the country. And of course, they are saying they are demanding 12%. Initially, when we got these reports was that the workers are demanding 8%. But when I got here, I communicated to some of the workers' union representatives who told us that they are actually demanding a 12% increase. Just to get more on this, Destry, I'm joined by the organizer of PSA here in Limpopo, Mr. Lawrence Muvango, and I'm just quickly gonna speak to him right now. Mr. Muvango, thank you very much for joining us. You as the PSA are saying you are demanding 12% and you have rejected the initial 1.39 that was made by the employer. Looking at the standard of living and the things that are expensive in our country right now, don't you think 1.39% is better than nothing?
Thank you to the listeners out there. 1.39% that SARS is offering is an insult to us. It can't be correct and it can't be right that from the same coffers, from the same fiscus, there are others that are getting 7%, others are getting 3%, like the judges and the parliamentary. They are getting 3% from the same fiscus. So this time around, the employer cannot plead poverty. This shows that the employer has got a lot of money. How can they give the politicians or the judges 3% backdated from last year? Imagine if it is backdated from last year, we are talking 3% of someone who is earning about more than 2 million. So that's a lot of money. And the 1.39 that SARS is offering is an insult to us because we are demanding 7% on top of the inflation, which brings us to about 12%. So when the employer gives us less than 2%, we regard that as an insult.
But SARS communicated to us as the media and also you guys saying that there's simply not enough money. You know, they're saying that in order for them to meet your demand, they have to wait for the next financial year. Where do you think SARS can get this money from?
No, you know, SARS has collected a lot of money even last year. They've collected even more than 30 billion. So the same money that SARS collects goes to Treasury, where the SARS are still saying they are waiting for Treasury to give them that money. So, and we have been negotiating with them from the beginning of this year, so they could have done something. So this issue that the SARS is pleading to say they don't have money and then they have to wait for next year, that's, we can't accept that as a fact because they knew all along and they've collected even more than 30 billion extra. So the money is there.
You are saying that, you know, this strike will continue until the employer maybe comes and renegotiate. Are you as PSA maybe willing to renegotiate the 12%, maybe drop down and accept a different offer?
You know, negotiation is give and take. So at least if the employer or the SARS are putting something better on the table, the better offer, yes, we may take that back to our employees, back to members, and see if the members can accept that. So because it's a give and take, we cannot say we are rigid at 12%, but if they put something that we regard as something better than they are currently giving, we may consider that.
Mr. Mavango, let's talk about something better in terms of percentage. What will be a percentage offer in your regard as PSA?
At least something that is on top of the inflation. That would be something. Inflation plus something. But I can't say what, but at least it should be inflation plus something that would be acceptable.
There you have it, Desiree. This was the organizer from the Public Servants Association. This is a union that is representing majority of workers here at SARS, saying that they are willing to renegotiate, something that of course needs to be emphasized, saying that anything, if it is beyond the current inflation rate, they are willing to renegotiate with the employer. Of course, I'm not only joined by the union representative from PSA, I'm also joined by the provincial secretary from NEHAWU, Mr. Maubane, who I'm quickly just going to speak to him right now. Mr. Maubane, thank you very much for joining us at such short notice. You as NEHAWU have also embarked on this strike. Can you tell us about, let's start with the numbers of employees that you are representing, and are you also, making the same offer and demanding the same offer as the PSA?
Yes, indeed, we are in the same boat with PSA. Our demands are very clear, and currently as we speak, the first and foremost demand that we want, as you might hear the song members are singing, is the removal of the commission, because the commissioner has shown that he's actually no way, his way or no way. So we can't, in fact, in this stage, want to work with a person who does not respect the workers.
Maybe going forward, this is the second day of, since you have embarked on this strike. Where to from now? Are you going to, in future stop the strike, or are you still going to continue until your demands are met?
The strike started sometime 2 weeks ago. And members then came and said, look, let us show patriotism. Let us go to work whilst our leaders are negotiating. But because of the arrogance of the commission, members realized that indeed we are not going anywhere. Therefore, we must just come up in the picket line and go to an indefinite strike up until the commission listens to the workers.
At the moment, are there still negotiations ongoing, or have you halted all those negotiations and took to the streets?
No, we're waiting for the commissioner to come on board. I'm sure if he looks at the damage that is doing to the economy of the country, surely if he has an interest of this country at heart, he will eventually come back to the board and come to the negotiations. We are waiting for him.
PSA mentioned that they are also willing to renegotiate. Is that your stand also as NEHAWU, or 12% is just what you want, nothing more, nothing less?
No, we are not immune to 12% alone. But what we are saying is that we want something that is inflation related. The current offer that has been put on the table of 1.39, there's nothing that we can do with that offer. That is what actually angers members compared to what he himself is getting.
Maybe going forward, can you just maybe quickly take us through some of the offices that have been shut down throughout the province? We did mention the few when we were opening on our opening remarks. Just those offices that are affected across this province.
Across this province, there are 6 offices that are affected. We are glad that when you go to Cobblers Bridge, the border post is closed. When you go to Bed Bridge, the border post is closed. Those are our key points. But in the inland, you are having Guyane with total shutdown. We are having Sibasa, we are having Toyando, and we are having at least Liboakomu, but with a minimum members on strike. Then we are having here Polokwane, of course, which also is a concern for us in terms of the turnout. But generally, the five regions, are actually on strike, and then they're doing fairly well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Maubani. That was Mr. Maubani, also the Provincial Secretary of NEHAWU here in the province. And of course, both this union are saying that they are willing to renegotiate with the employer over this salary increment, saying that the 12% that they are initially demanding is not a fixed amount, and they are actually willing to renegotiate, and they are waiting for, the employer, the South African Revenue Service, to come to the party. Desiree, as you can see, just right on my right hand here, this is the offices of SARS here in the Polokwane, and you can see that they are totally shut, and there are notices there on the wall saying that there are no services today. And since we arrived here in the morning, I can tell you, Desiree, there are few of the members of the public who actually came back, came from these offices and saying could not be assisted. Here at the back of me, the workers are continuing with the protest, and they have just moved across quickly outside this road. They were actually blockading this main road, but now they've just went just outside the road so that cars can move, and there was no traffic flow when we arrived here in the morning. PSA and also NEHAWU saying that from here on they are going to continue with the protest in Beitbridge. Desiree will be keeping an eye on the protest as it unfolds here in Limpopo province. But for now, it's back to you in studio.
We'll definitely await those updates, Mahlatse Paladi, there for you.